Hello, everybody, and welcome to the party. Tonight, we are going to be continuing our adventures through the Kingdom of Fight, a 3.5 Dungeons & Dragons homebrew world that I made up. And I continue to make stuff up because who needs a plan? And you're probably wondering, who is this person? In which case, why have you not watched this stuff before? Come on, this is pure entertainment gold.
Yeah, Kevin's friend. Why aren't you a regular watcher? We need you.
You insult the audience, huh?
So Kevin's friend, his name is Bacon. You're right.
Oh, I'm glad you went for that, Kevin, and not one of the many troublesome ones. So hi, I'm the Bardic Knock. That's it.
That's all we got. Good show. Goodbye.
There are things where I am, like Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and Patreon. They are all the Bardic Knock. Go check those things out. And I make awful content, which hopefully somebody will find enjoyment in, because I enjoy making it. That's basically it. Let's introduce players. Bum, don't blink.
Yes.
Who are you?
Well, hello there. Let me finish swallowing this real quick. And not cough.
And that's the gay one.
So hello everyone. I am Don't Blink. I play Vako, the amazing, mysterious sorcerer, and I am not the gay one, even though I could be because I'm very good looking.
It's true. It's
and
like
super humble.
Yes, that too.
Why?
Who wouldn't fall for those tiny glowing dot eyes and that shadowy face? We got a thing for large pointy hats.
You don't want to know where that hat has been.
What is this trash?
You act like you're surprised. This is every week.
I'm not surprised. I just keep getting more and more mystified by it. It's like one day I think we'll be normal eventually, right?
It's not how it works.
We could aim that direction if we wanted to, but I thought the common consensus was that this is way more fun.
We won't be our real authentic selves, and we won't be living our truth. So
won't be entertaining anymore.
I don't think we have a truth.
And Lady Gaga would burst down the door in a meat suit and take us all to Pride jail.
Wait, a meat suit?
Yeah, she actually wore one once. It was terrifying. And yes, just don't look it up.
I didn't know about
it. Is
until Weird Al made
horrifying.
fun of it.
Lost Train #1.
Oh my god, I looked it up.
Are you genuinely telling me you didn't know about the Lady
I did not know. I don't know about this stuff.
That's
Holy
like nearly 10
shit.
years old. Jesus, man.
The only thing more terrifying than her in that suit is Weird Al's face on her body in that suit. Like he does in the parody.
Is that real meat?
Yeah. It was some vegan, vegetarian thing. It was to make some statement about some nonsense. I don't know.
Anyways,
later it became the fly dress, and after that it became the fly and ant dress.
Yes.
Anyhow,
so we have introduced Don't Blink. Continuing on.
I feel so bad. There's a lovely person in the chat, Darky1600, who I don't know if has ever actually tuned in, and it's just he said hi, or they. I don't know. I'm not going to assume.
Oh, hello.
I'm sorry
They have no idea
for
what
what you have walked into. Let's continue introductions.
Yes, please. Rebecca, you're next on my imaginary list. So introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I play Primrose, the half-orc bard / monk, and I totally did not make up my husband from laughing too hard. I'm sorry, dear. I love you.
Oh, Poor Dan. He needs that sleep. Bless him.
Mhm. He does.
Is there anything else you want to say about yourself
Um,
in general, or you nope, move on to someone
Nope.
else? Please stop making me talk.
um,
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Dr. Pepper's good. Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so
Nice and
moving
cool,
on over to Cody. Cody, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself, all that good Cody stuff.
Sure.
Age, sex,
Sure, my name's
location.
Cody. I play Kid the Dark Horse, who is an Eldritch Knight, and if you want to know more about him, look in the little flashing thing that has been made by, I believe, our knight, or perhaps his army of ninjas.
Yes. And
whatever-
conveniently, it popped up just as you were talking about it.
Glorious. Yes. And as it happens, I am now Jarl Dark Horse of Cowdenboth. And
Where
I'm
did the
fairly certain I'm saying
Cadenboth
it
come
wrong.
from?
Oh, that's the name.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know Cowdenbeath?
Oh, the
Is it
Cowden.
Cowdenbeath or Cowdenboth?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's Cowdenboth now.
I mean,
Cowden
originally in my
beef.
head it was Cowdenbeth, but fuck it, you're y'all. Pronounce it however fuck you like.
Cool.
First thing, I'm changing the name.
Not the spelling, just how we all say it.
Yeah. Punishable
in
by death.
Flows a little bit better.
Alright.
Oh yeah, I am the Jarl of Cowdenboth.
And you're enforcing a mandatory accent. Also punishable by death.
TJ, introduce yourself, please. We need to stop.
I am TJ, President Derailer of the Train and player of Flick, our lovable halfling bard. of
Rogue.
Whichever level. Ah, damn it, I did it! I did it for real. It's happening. It's in my head.
He just encroached
I'm
you.
telling you, you should have taken that level in Bard.
I should have. I still have, what, 12 levels left to make that impulse decision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
should. Like, you're already encroaching. It's fine.
Well, on that lovely note, is that all of us? Yeah, that's all of us,
No.
right?
Hey,
No?
Archer.
Oh,
my
sorry.
name is Archer of the Eye, and I am playing Keldor, the Knoll Knight, who is fed up with
questioning
this
his life decisions.
We're just done with this.
I was legit surprised that Keldor came back from running out of this cave with all the goblins, honestly. I thought he was just, okay, bye. This is my final gift to you.
Tempting, very tempting.
I'm starting a new life beyond the mountains.
Okay, so that is everybody. Everyone has said their name. So, yeah. Oh, before I do a quick recap, hey, do you like this nonsense? Of course you do. Who wouldn't? You can donate to Welcome to the Party either here on Twitch. You can subscribe. Subscribing gets you various rewards such as emotes and other things, which I will probably make up. They'll exist eventually. We have merch. Hey, you want a Welcome to the Party merch t-shirt thing? It exists, I think, still. But
Does it pop up?
Solid salesman skills.
Nope. Yep.
shh.
There it goes. It works.
Yeah, so there's that. But if you subscribe, there are 3 tiers. Tier 1 gains you access to a WTTPD20 emote you can throw anywhere on Twitch. Tier 2 gets you access to Michael the Mimic. And Tier 3 gets you crits on the rocks. Every month you subscribe, you can give... I think a lot of people do advantage, but I'm still happy for it to be a crit because I'm a madman, I guess. But you can give a benefit to a player or DM of your choice on any game for the channel. So there's that. Also, bit drops, we accept them. Please give them to us. Was that desperate enough?
I think you had just the right amount of desperation.
Good.
Could be a
I'm
bit
working
more
on it.
desperate, maybe.
Find balance.
I need them.
Too much.
was
Yeah.
good.
There you go.
Too
Alright,
much.
rein it back.
Rein it back a
I mean,
little.
yeah, it's cool if you want to. I mean, it's not like we need them, but sure. 500 bits will give a small change, whether that be crit or advantage or edge in Shadowrun or any such thing. And 1,000 bits, a large thing, so maximum damage, summon a dragon, anything you can think of, really.
Those are two drastically different things.
It's like
I don't
max damage or summon an ancient dragon on the party's face.
know, like, if it sounds interesting and cool, I'm looking at the chat. I'll go
Yeah.
or no. Like, it suggests things. It's your money. You deserve to see things happen. So,
This is true.
so,
We can always run. I
yeah,
mean,
and the
And
dragon
hey,
doesn't have to do anything. The dragon can literally just fly over the battlefield. It doesn't have to do anything. Like, yep, there's that dragon.
and I'm
exists.
just gonna say this: if we do get in a fight with a dragon that's way, way too much for us, I am the fastest one in the party. See ya.
Jump on Keldor and go. Jump, go.
yeah.
You don't
I'll carry
have to
Flick.
run.
I'll carry Flick.
Yeah.
See, it's a
Oh,
really,
no.
it's a
Me
really,
and Flick are getting out of this.
it's something lots of people forget. You never need to run faster than the thing chasing you. You just need to run faster than
Than
one
the
other
slowest.
person.
Well, that is for things like bears that will stop and eat the thing, and not for things like dragons that are 50 to 150 feet long and have, 5 to 17 attacks per round with a breath weapon with an
Laziness
enormous
does not discriminate by challenge rating, TJ.
range.
Yeah. God, maybe it's like,
Does my
maybe it only
intelligence.
wants a light snack. Maybe it only wants to eat one person. Maybe it doesn't
Maybe
want
it
to load
is-
too much and feel fat later. Come
Maybe
on.
he just wants to give us a ticket.
It might just be on a no half work diet. Who knows?
Oh,
Oh dear.
He's not going to impound the car. He's just going to give us a citation.
All right.
They're too.
I'd
So-
be safe. That's fine.
So,
Yeah.
let's stop talking shit and start talking
More
a different
shit.
kind of shit.
Yeah.
The game. What happened last time?
Oxymoron.
Primrose got married. That was cool.
Forcibly
did.
married?
Not forcibly married. Keldor made sure of that.
It was
There
consensual.
consent, yeah, that.
It was
Like-
a bit rushed, but it was not forced.
Yeah, and
It's
all
like
in all,
cute.
Walked halfway down the aisle with a shotgun on your back, and then like, oh wait, I shouldn't have this here. This is your day. Okay, go.
so that was the main thing that happened. Really. I mean, everything
It
else
was-
was kind of just filler.
was very nice.
And we had a very, very ticked off not minister, officiator,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nihilistic officiator.
Yeah.
Angus is going through some
Crap.
stuff.
Just a little bit.
So there's that. All right, so we can pick up exactly where we left off.
With the feast.
Yeah, it's a great big old feast.
And I'm wearing
The-
a white suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
White
is-
fur suit.
Pimp suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look gorgeous.
it's classy. It's classy AF. So, oh god, the internet is infiltrating my real life.
Hasn't for all of us though? I mean, really, I will not be found on this.
So, big old feast. Hobgoblins who went and got all kinds of things. You know, there's Branta, meat.
Mhm.
They seem to have. Well, there's also other stuff in the stores, so there was plenty of grain, so you can get bread and
Alcohols. Lots of
Oh,
alcohols.
loads of booze. You do not need to worry about booze.
I just freaking imagined you said stores like a bunch of hobgoblins going to Walmart and getting stuff. I don't know why.
That would
Yeah,
be
just-
a wonderful picture. And you know they'd go to Walmart.
Yeah, there's just a great big fuck off Walmart in the middle of
Yeah.
these mountains.
course there is.
You know,
Definitely.
So they always are. It's terrible.
so during this feast, how many people are actually present? Have you got like all of the Dark Menagerie, your Frost Giant friends, and all of like the 60 or so goblins.
I
Someone better be
assume
Full
they
of
standing
like.
guard.
goblins.
Yeah, there will be a rotating patrol.
Yeah.
We'll be fine,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll have it so that everybody gets a chance to be at the feast. I mean, not gonna force them, but what kind
Yeah.
of person is gonna turn down a feast?
Besides, they can't go into the barracks, so they're kind of forced to be there.
All goblins walk up to the table. Not enough, baby. Walk away.
Jesus fucking
What?
Christ.
What?
That's whom I turned down a feast, Archer.
Oh God, what are we doing? So anyhow,
I didn't
feast.
actually expect that to be such a big bomb.
Well, I acknowledge that's funny, but I am also fully aware that we're doing this on record on the internet. Like, people might go,
Hobgoblins.
They don't need
It's
babies.
not a nickname for a human.
it's
It's a hob. It's a goblin.
Oh,
But a
poor
a
hobgoblin.
fantasy race. We
Goblin.
can't actually get offended by it. I don't think.
Right?
Like, I think we're fine.
You don't know they don't eat babies. You don't know if the rumors are true. Archer.
my
Only
God.
Matt knows. But given Matt's penchant for turning evil things into goodly, kind, just trying to survive things everywhere in every one of his worlds, I bet they have some kind of good backs. Those are the only good things you create. You never create normal people. All the normal people you create are broken, all the humanoid races, and then all the non-humanoid, evil, traditionally evil races you create are all just nice people trying to get by.
It's almost as if I have a bias into believing there is more to what is good and evil, and it's a matter of perspective.
I like it.
That's
Well,
why
you
we
know.
created D&D, so
Just
that we
'cause I'm
can...
a dick.
To be fair, a good
Uh.
person has gotten their own castle and immediately created an art/alcohol room.
This is a good
Using
point.
yourself as the example of the one good person to get things in this, you are a mass murderer.
Yeah.
Any way you slice it, you
Like,
are
oh,
still
yeah,
a mass
right.
murderer,
Sorry, I've just got my eye on the chat, and one of
amongst
the
other
fellow
things.
welcome to the party DMs by Sonic. He's saying kobolds eat babies.
Yes, kobolds do.
Listen,
Hobgoblins are an
this is-
entirely different race.
And this is a
Oh.
matter of fact. And if you
My
want to double check
bad.
it, you can go and find the YouTube video of the kobolds
is
ate my baby.
Hilarious.
Okay, listen,
You're right.
listen. In their defense, they're good protein.
Jesus.
They're full of stem cells, guys, okay? Where else
There's
are we
Rebecca.
supposed to get stem
Oh my
cells?
goodness.
Okay.
So we're
Just
having
wait.
a feast.
Yes, we are. And there are perhaps no babies involved.
There are
Yeah.
no babies involved.
Oh my
There
I
are
mean, technically,
none.
Keldor's in charge of the food, so that's kind of his call on that.
There are none.
Gen 3 doesn't cook baby. Gen 3. No. No.
Gen 3 buys
Matt, if
his
you're handed
baby
indiscriminate
already
meat, you
cooked
may not
like a
understand what you're
civilized
doing.
person.
Matt, if I handed you either beef or horse and told you to tell me which one was which, I don't think you could.
Keldor, however, could.
See, this is amusing me because I don't know if this ever made it over to the States, but a few years ago there was a huge scandal in the UK. One of our leading supermarkets, Tesco's, they had this big scandal where a lot of their beef mince products had been cut with horse meat,
Oh, we know about that, yeah.
and nobody knew
Yeah,
about it
man.
for years.
Does not
And my
surprise
response
me.
was like, "Meh."
Cool. I've probably eaten horse.
Oh my God.
Big deal.
Welcome to the party. We're glad you're here.
Go to Tesco's if you want some quality horse dogs.
Yep. Only the most choice of horse dogs.
We are responsible adults, I think.
Don't tell lies.
I pay taxes. Shush.
You're a bard!
You don't pay anything. Okay.
Performance economy taxes, yeah. I'm
Alright,
sure.
we fucked around for a while. This is how we would behave at a fucking feast. This would be
Hey.
the table.
Yeah,
we would
this
be at.
is
In all fairness,
Pretty
if we
much.
just pretend this is in character, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's 100% in character.
Yeah. Just ignore that nobody
Keldor's
did
just like
voices.
freaking out
You
about
don't
like
pay
baby
taxes.
talks.
I've
Well,
never
yes, I
seen you pay tax. I've never seen your coin purse, but I've never seen you pay. I count your money every night.
This is assuming kid pays taxes too, because technically he was in business for himself for 2 years.
Primrose may be drunk. This is what's happening right now.
Keldor's like, what's taxes? I've never had to deal with taxes.
They're shit. They're
Oh.
awful and they're shit. They're awful.
Oh, interesting.
Keldor might be a tax evasioner.
No,
You know those things?
he just
Or
hasn't.
it's
you know
almost
what-
as if his military background takes care of it for him.
Yep. Hey, Caldor, you
Plus-
know when money just shows up and pays for the things that you guys use? Those are taxes.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I kind of
That-
like
all that money?
taxes.
yeah, yeah. Of course you do. You're not the one that pays them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't pay them either. But
Can I roll for intoxication? I would love to.
What? Sorry, can you repeat that? I was too busy laughing at this
roll for
nonsense.
intoxication. She wants to.
Yeah, make a fortitude check.
Primrose
Same.
drinking like.
Just
It's
pounding.
Bad.
I mean, I just got married. Let me have this.
Well, let's see if she's passed out.
Oh no! I fucking cat. No. Trying to take my
Sounds drunk
sandwich.
to me.
Roll that Constitution.
I'm trying.
Do
Making
it.
stuff load, man.
Primrose, there's no cat there.
Just trying to steal my sandwich.
Well, we know there is one cat present.
Mouse, your familiar's got out again.
Mouse
Come
kind
on,
of just
computer.
guttles over and scoops it up and walks off. Go,
It's a fortitude.
Mouse
yeah,
hobgoblin
fortitude, please.
scuttles over and picks up his cat familiar,
Oh,
who was
Prim.
named.
You are sober. You're pounding. You're going, I don't feel anything. It's fine. Whatever, man.
I'm just feeling loose tonight. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah. So, one thing I probably should have asked before we started, just
Yep.
whatever the fuck this nonsense is.
That should be the
Yeah.
title of this show.
The title of the show is just what?
We're sorry.
What?
Why?
Why?
It's just a series of questions. What? Why?
Ow.
The fuck is this?
I'm digging it.
But yes, Cody, a question I should have asked you, or more specifically, Kid. What is the layout for this feast? Have you got like one long table? Have you made small circular, more intimate tables? And like, are they-
Keldor would have actually set that up. He would have had like a bunch of smaller tables, and then that like
I would
the-
have supervised.
yeah, and then the wedding party will have like their own little table at the front.
Oh yeah, the like it was placed with the ability to make people go from the kitchen have to take so long that the food is cold by the time it gets there, because that's typical royal. So technically the fight room has been cleared to become the feast hall.
Mhm.
It also is the easiest access because Primrose, being old, might not be able to walk as far anymore, and so we wanted them to have the most immediate access to the barracks without having to deal with anything else. If someone is incredibly drunk, they go to the arts and crafts room, because that's where creative expression happens. And
That's where and when creative expression happens.
the only rooms that are effectively off limits are the war
Ooh.
room, the forge, the priest's chamber, and I guess the monster rooms. Although the debate hall's open for anybody who needs to get rid of something, like any barroom brawls that start up.
Sorry,
So
I'm
no one
just
sees me all night because I'm only spending time in the places I'm told I'm not allowed to go.
Sorry, I've
Essentially.
just seen a great comment from a chat. The name of our show should be Tales from a Tome of Fuckery.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yes.
That's
Just
basically it.
yes.
Let me just check what day April Fool's is this year.
Oh
Also,
my
given
God.
the fact that it's hobgoblins, I wanted it to be next to the
Oh.
infirmary for bitches room.
It's on the
So-
first. It's on a Monday. Well,
I
can do
mean,
it still.
technically, it becomes April Fool's while I'm playing because it
That's true.
passes midnight for me.
let's
But
do it.
surely the only way we could do an April Fool's is if we actually got our shit together and played like a normal game of D&D.
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Even if those are the rooms that are open, the infirmary for bitches room is open, but like you have to self-medicate if you're going in there.
Fucking.
Why would you need to self-medicate in the infirmary? Alcohol's in the feast room.
No, it's called Matt. The entire room name is the infirmary for bitches room.
I love it. Okay,
Mhm.
so out of curiosity, has anybody been excluded from a wedding party table?
I think so. I don't know.
Mm.
He means Angus.
Yeah, the one who's being a
He simply
dick.
Angus fucked off to his area after he was done.
I mean, yeah,
That's
Angus
it.
is very noticeably like not really around. He kind of made himself scarce.
Hmm.
Good
But
for
it's
him.
more like if you had a seat kept for him or anything, it's like it's not there. But if you didn't, no big deal.
Oh yeah,
It's
fuck
just
that guy.
there's
He's got to be equal to everyone here.
Speaking of Angus not being in that room, Eldor would have slipped out of the feast at some point, gone and pretty sure I know where he is, and just gone in there and sat down beside him.
Yeah,
Kid's gonna exchange some pleasantries, but he's heading in that direction immediately after that's done.
yeah.
If Kid
okay.
starts to follow him, Keldor's gonna be like, "Nope, I got this. Don't worry about it."
This is happening.
Okay.
Fight, 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 fight.
Well, Keldor's sitting beside Angus now.
Okay. Let me describe what the scene you walk in on. You walk in, you see Angus. He's not sat on the floor. He's kind of like sat up against like this little altar that was in the room, and he's sat. He's not crying. He's not drinking. You can see that he was drinking probably not too long before you came in, but the bottle which he had been drinking from, he seems to have clearly gotten distraught and thrown it against the wall of ice. He's just sat there, somewhat red-faced, breathing heavily, not really saying or doing much. The hammer is just on the floor, like almost as if it's been discarded.
Okay. Keldor's just gonna sit down beside him for a bit, and he's gonna be like, "I don't think I told you why I left Starfell."
No. Yeah. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't really think we've had any real time to talk. You know, like normal people do about like life and thoughts and feelings and all that shite.
Yep.
I mean, why did you leave then?
Well, growing up, I had a good family. There were people who never did accept me, especially travelers. There's a few. One of my best friends. But about when I was 16, a traveling group came through and very obvious. I didn't think much of it happens. Well, me and my best friend, after they left, we decided to go exploring in the woods. Turns out they had been hiding. They came back and ambushed. Took her, saying that they were trying to protect her from I snap. All of them. They didn't tell me that after I woke up. Out for several weeks with many, many injuries. And they said that they had killed him. They forgot about my son. I could smell her. Your best friend's still alive. If you can. There's hope. There's none. But I'm still gonna.
Angus, he's quiet. He takes all of this in. He's nodding along and listening, and he's very understanding of this. He does. He also is very appreciative of you being this open and honest. And he pauses, and it almost looks as if he's trying to find the best words to say. Like he knows he's not been doing a great job of not saying stupid shit. So he wants to make sure, because he knows this is like super like important and sensitive, and kind of goes like, well, thank you for being so open. It's, oh, one thing I know I have definitely learned is vulnerability is not really a weakness. Because quite frankly, knowing that about yous, it doesn't make me see you as a monster or a wild animal or any of those awful things you've probably heard your entire life. It makes me see you as closer to what we would understand as human. I mean, obviously, all. I hate that human is just like the token term, because quite frankly, humans are shite. Like, just more civilized. I don't know the correct word. And quite frankly, my brain is not in a. I don't really want to think, and before I know it, I'm gonna go off on some great big fucking tangent.
Don't worry about it.
But this entire time I've known yous, you've been very, I want to say, driven or motivated. Like, you've never shown like a moment of hesitation or even like fear that we are gonna fail. And in some ways, I really respect that. Like, I don't think I can put into words what you've been doing is, quite honestly, one of the most noble things I've ever seen. But I feel like I've been lying, because I've been trying to do all of this, or we're gonna do it, we're gonna get the hammer and punch the sorcerer in his face, and I'm gonna get that kingdom back, and we're gonna rebuild it, and there's gonna be magic and gnolls and orcs and everything. And quite frankly, I don't know. I'm amazed that we didn't die at the first hurdle. I mean, how the fuck did we even get up that first mountain? We can't climb for shite. And then we went and we were swimming, and there was a big scary like tentacle fish.
Yeah, that one
It
was
was
pretty
in my
creepy.
brain Like, how did we not die? That tentacle fish made me want to kill all of yous.
But you didn't.
But I was gonna.
You were gonna try.
Well, actually, yeah, you're pretty spot on there.
So, here's the thing. Yeah, there's a great big chance we're gonna fail. Huge chance we're gonna fail. It's far more likely than we are to succeed. But every single success we do have makes life better for those around us. Look at this place. We got hobgoblins who were raiding the local settlements to suddenly become a mercenary army for us. That means the people in this area aren't going to have to worry about those raids anymore. Yeah, we might fail in the wrong run, but every single little success is a success. And honestly, if you can't improve your own life, it might as well improve someone else's.
You're really just a nice person, aren't you?
Either that or become a monster. I don't want to do that.
Well, I know you've got your fear of that, and now knowing that about you, you probably spend a lot of time restraining yourself, don't you?
You notice the gloves I have cover my fingers at all times?
He looks, and he this is the first time anyone's really. I don't think anyone's really questioned it before, as far as I'm aware.
Nope.
And he looks and goes, I literally never even noticed.
Yeah. It would actually be more useful for climbing, too, if I kept my claws out.
Well,
But I don't trust them.
I know that you have this fear or concern or whatever, and you're 100% entitled to that. But from what I know of you, you have no reason to be ashamed or fearful of yourself. Because, quite frankly, excuse me, I'm going to use the same wording as I did before. You're probably the most human among all of us. And human in the idealized way, not the actual really shite way. Like, you know the way we all say, oh, to be human is a great thing. Like, you're that, not the reality. Being a drunk, depressed piece of fucking shite. And all that. But, I mean, I don't think I can promise that this one. I don't want to belittle this. This is actually really helping. But this one wee chat is probably not going to fix everything in my brain, and that's it. Tomorrow I'll crack on and be like, all right, let's go fuck up Sorcerer and all of that. But
Nope.
I think it's supposed to. I think it's at least a good first step. I mean, I'm probably gonna stop drinking, maybe tomorrow, because if I stop now, I'm probably gonna have a wicked hangover.
Well, if you drink more, you're gonna have an even more wicked of it.
Shite.
We got water, and I'm pretty sure we got some mulled wine, which is like 0.5% of alcohol. That'll help. But
I mean,
in the end, I don't expect you to suddenly be all up and chipper. That's unrealistic. All I want and expect from you is for you to move even a small step.
well, if yous can do that, and quite frankly, I don't know if I would actually said this to you. and I'm gonna blame the fact I'm probably a wee pissed. But if yous can do it, obviously, coming from a place of never being actually accepted, being treated like shite day in, day out by literally everybody, just because, you know, you're a bit furry. And you can be like, well, I'm just gonna just get on and be the best damn fucking person I can be. I think I can stop thinking about my own shite for like 5 minutes. I mean, the rest of the day, I'm probably going to be thinking about it, but at least 5 minutes a day, I can be like, no, I should just,
Yeah.
you know, do what's actually good for both myself and for literally everybody who doesn't want to live in a world where there's a scary fuck off magic man who can make dead things come back to life and blow up cities.
Yeah, that would be.
Life is really shite when you say it out loud every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the wedding was nice. Except the asshole doing the ceremony, he's a dick.
Yep. And that guy might want to apologize to a certain few people before they attempt to murder his butt.
That's true. I mean, would you have any recommendations on when the best time to do that? Because obviously I know everybody's eating.
As
Like,
soon
what,
as possible
Go do it.
in private.
Aye.
Don't have to do it in front of everybody, but do it sooner rather than later.
Alright. I mean, is there anything planned for between the feast and... I mean, honestly, quite... I know he's going to look over to you, Kid. Kid, have you been present like this entire time?
Yeah, kid's sitting up against the wall, arms crossed.
Yeah. Yes. Kid, you were... Did you have anything planned in between finishing eating and whatever else?
I think Keldor's dealt with you, so I've eliminated one thing that I'd need the diplomacy room for. Or the debate hall, I should say. But... no, only people down here who can hear what we're talking about right now are you, me, and Jake. If you want to actually do this right, you need to get up there right now because Primrose is doing everything in their power to get absolutely smashed before they go into the barracks and get absolutely smashed.
Why would you get drunk before you get more drunk?
Don't worry about it.
Aye.
First order of business, though, we do need to address what's been going on here. Because you say you're going to get better, but we got to make damn sure that's not going to happen again. Because, if I recall, we've never had a situation, I'm going to point to his wife, like this before. Where we couldn't either crash through it or outthink it. And as soon as that happened, you shut down.
I mean, if I'm trying to be reflective, because let's face it, all I've really done is sit here and wallow in my own shite. So I've kind of just been thinking and justifying my own shitty attitude. So it's kind of been as far as I can understand it, this is the big thing. This is what's, like, triggered me to be an absolute wanker. But it's kind of been everything building up to it. And instead of dealing with each individual thing as we've been going along, just kind of gone, no, it's fine. I'm a big, strong man. I'll fucking do it. And I think that was the problem. So...
yeah, I mean, let's be absolutely real here, Angus. Out of everyone here, the one person who needs to be able to handle this is you. Because, let's face it, you're the reason why we're here at this point.
I mean...
because I want to be... no, this is a big chance. This is a big thing that we need to discuss right here. After Dundee fell, the one thing that kind of got us all together on that wagon as we got through is the fact that each and every one of us, except maybe Keldor, knew that our lives were over. Right then and there. We couldn't go back to doing what it is we did. To where even if we got off at the next station and went our separate ways, it wouldn't happen the same way. I want you to know at this point that when we started this, I was in it because I thought there would be some big reward. Some sort of thing that I would use because I wasn't thinking like that back in those days. Then we made it up to the mountain, and I wanted to test that stupid hammer, and you hit me. Didn't hurt me nearly as bad as you could have. And you said that you didn't want to do it because... I don't know, because you said I was your friend. And let me tell you, that's never happened before in my life. Before we went up that mountain, I realized, oh, okay, so this is going to be something I'm going to have to work for more than anything else. And I haven't even thought about that. I haven't thought about that in the 2 months we've been traveling. At all. Because you became the one thing out of everything here that actually had a legitimate goal in mind. Because here's the thing, if we're just going to sit here, all that's going to happen is we're just waiting to live in a life we don't want. And even if you've got nothing, at the end of the day, you actually had something that this guy couldn't take away from you, at least not entirely. And then we get here, and then you act the way you do. And I want to be clear, this is something I'm legitimately pissed about, because I got up there on that pedestal, I held Lion's head up, and I declared that you were a man worth following. And then you pull something like that. This isn't a case of, I messed up, and I have to do better next time. This is a case to where no matter what's going on, you've got to be the strong person, because let me tell you like this. I don't know anything about what I'm doing constantly. I never do. I just go with whatever seems like the best decision at the time. And you know what? That usually gets me hurt. But at the end of the day, I do my best to stand... I've come closer to death than any of you guys ever have. Multiple times. More times than you.
Not closer.
And I got here with only the people around and the idea that you had. We're here because you saw your wife in a vision, and we decided we wanted to help you. Before you go and try something like this again, I want you to think for just a second that you may have lost a lot, but you gained more than we ever had. I'm going to go back to the wedding. You apologize to Prim. Don't let Jake get you on the way out.
Wait, who's Jake?
Jake is the frostworm.
Yes! Yes!
Why would you not name the frostworm? I mean, come on.
Fine. Angus just nods. He is in quite blatant agreement to all that, everything you just said. And to a certain extent, he feels like his response to you doesn't really matter because you are there to say your piece. You don't want to listen to his shit.
Mm-mm.
And there's not really anything to gain in listening to him to go, aye, you're right, was being a dick, and that's not on.
No, we knew that.
We were well aware.
So, yeah, he nods and agrees, and obviously you walk off. He kind of sits there, thinking a little bit to himself. Keldor, I'm assuming you stick around a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna kind of let him be there for a bit, and I'm gonna go out and talk to Snowy.
Who the fuck is
As
Snowy?
you walk out into the
Owlbear!
banquet hall. Oh, for God's sake. And as you
Stop
walk out into the
naming
banquet
things!
hall,
I named
You
it
see
last session! I have been trying to
No.
make friends with this one, and it's lighter colored than the other one, so it's snowy.
It's fine. You did justify it. It's cool.
Everything can have two names. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not like the Giants would name their owl bears that they keep like chained up.
To be
They
fair,
were
if the owl
called.
does seem to shake, they would call it
They
Yank.
had names. Beast 1, Beast 2.
That
Beast
is
3.
not a name.
Okay, yeah, Keldor, before you step out,
Mhm.
you see Angus, he stands his slightly drunk ass up, shakes himself off a little bit, like, alright. He walks over to the ice wall, puts a hand to match where his wife's is, in some tragic film moment. It's like, ooh, they're so close, but they can't touch. Ooh. He whispers something, turns around, walks back over, picks up the hammer, and flips it round in his hand. So he is presenting the handle. He walks over to you, Keldor, and goes, I think you should hold this for a wee bit. At least till I'm a bit more deserving of wielding it again. Because
Nah, I don't do hammers.
this was more metaphorical. It was like I need to redeem myself, and I see you as the most honorable, heart of steel, good man, person, shite. You don't have to use it. It's more like I am not worthy of wielding such an impressive thing currently, and I see that you are. It's more of a symbol than anything. It'd kind of be like if I gave you a crown. It's like, you're the good one, and I'm kind of shite, and I need to redeem it.
Okay,
You
let me
just
tell you something.
Literally took a massive hyena shite over my nice gesture.
Yes, I'm not gonna let you pity party. You're gonna have to take that hammer and learn to be worthy while using it. And hey, none of us really are. It's all a journey. I
You're
stick
going
the
to be
hammer
worthy
back.
whether you like it or not.
I stick the hammer back in his hand and take off.
He kind of just goes, fuck me for trying to have like a moment.
Keldor's
Keldor
not
walks
having
back into the
any of
banquet
his
hall.
pity party.
He sees
Uh,
Vako and Flick flying around the circles, racing,
You draw.
and everyone else is making bets.
Oh, am I? Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Yes, you are.
Livy Creed
Everyone.
I
is
am.
like,
Every single person. Because I am the DM now.
My powers!
Is it great, or will they simply become yet another hummingbird attacking the window?
Okay, so, meanwhile, well, TJ has already decided what everybody was doing. What was everybody actually doing? Varco, Prim, during the feast, is there anything you want to, like, do, talk, think, say? I don't fucking know. Dance party?
No.
Oh, God,
Ooh,
yes.
That's actually a good idea. I will cast
my gosh.
Fly on Prim and Eliza, and anyone else who wants to dance in there. That would be
Flick
pretty
is so
cool.
drunk that he thinks he has fly cast on him, and he's just running around the table in circles like a plane.
Possibly.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Touching random people. It's like, you can fly now. You can fly now.
Keldor's just
Do
If you-
that Russian kick dance.
Oh God! If you actually cast Fun and Primrose, they're just arms are crossed and they're just like sitting in the air and just like,
really,
can you not?
really.
Can you not?
That'd be awesome.
You're doing it halfway already, Matt. What is that Russian kick dance
Oh my
called? Do you know
God.
this?
I don't know.
He's
I
doing
might
it
have
halfway
to-
already. What, by having a beard?
No,
No, like
no.
cross my arms.
Oh.
Hang on, I might have to quickly ask my partner. What's the name of the male Russian folk dance? You know, the
Cossack. It's the
That's
Cossack.
it,
Mamushka.
Cossack. Or however you say that word.
Mamushka.
Yeah. Oh, it's been forever since I did Russian national dancing. It's...
God, Primrose should do that.
No, they will
God,
not.
would they not know it? Would they not know it?
I'm not
Oh.
saying they wouldn't know it. I'm saying they had dignity.
You know what? I'm now really annoyed that you didn't
Since
bring Bardic with you, because Bardic would have just started singing the Moscow song. You guys know that, right? Or do you not pay attention to Eurovision?
No,
I know
don't
that
even know what
song.
Eurovision is.
I know that song.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
not, do not, do not.
I'ma do it. Moscow, Moscow. Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm
that
stopping
one.
now. Yeah.
That's definitely a song right there.
Look at that
Or
commitment.
it could just be Rasputin. So.
Oh god.
No.
Russian queen.
Greatest rubbish. Yeah.
Prim would basically be like, I'm not drunk enough for this bullshit.
Well, perhaps we need to fix that.
No.
Chug, 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 chug.
Primrose.
What small
Have you-
child?
Hey, have you tried the Frost Giant Ale yet?
No. Is it
Can I
good?
hold up my flask? It's really fresh.
I imagine Prim like leans down and turns upside down. It's like, oh, well, this is happening now. Upside down. Just like, well.
All right, if you're gonna have a swig of Frost Giant Ale, well, I think it's a spirit. I think I said it was like a vodka-esque. Roll
You know
fort
what?
save.
Oh god. Can I get on the ground first? I might go flying.
No.
Oh no.
It's like
Eliza,
a mountain
hold
full
my
of
hand.
ice
No,
water.
you may not.
Prim's going to take the. Is it a shot glass or what is it?
You just
How much
handing-
is this?
Shot glass.
You just handing
I don't
Primrose
know.
a flask?
It's a giant shot glass.
I think.
So you know. Pint
Is
glass.
TJ frozen? No, he's not. Okay. Okay. Well. Hold my hand, Eliza. I'm scared of this. And Prim will take a swig.
Fortitude save.
Oh dear.
You can't roll good twice in a row.
I can try, damn it.
Oh my god. Suspense is killing me.
Ah, it's even
Holy
better than last
shit.
time. Yeah. All right.
Spoiling your fun. That's what I do best.
All right. You take this drink. It's a very pleasant drink. It gives this beautiful, tingly, almost frosty sensation. You can feel this beautiful coldness, almost if like you just swallowed a chunk of ice. You can feel it spreading down your throat and into your chest.
Oh, hey, if you feel like you have to burp, point your face up, or at least not into like Eliza's face or something. That would be a really
I-
bad end of the wedding.
Listen, I think I'm fine. Eliza, try some of this. It's nice.
Oh,
Okay. Eliza's gonna have a drink. That's a 4.
Yes.
Down for the count.
My plan worked perfectly.
Why do you want your wife to
Oh.
be drunk?
Because she hasn't drunk before. And I want to see it.
And I take a shot to follow up and roll a nat 20.
Yeah, Flick, you just pound it.
Just like,
You're not a guy walking around going, shot, 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 shot.
I've
shot,
been
shot,
walking
shot,
around.
shot.
I've been drinking this stuff like I'm assuming like half the cask is gone by this point. I've been walking around offering shots out to people and just going back and filling up my flask every time it runs out.
So, Eliza, she takes a
Oh
drink of it.
dear. Is she flying?
She's floating, and you
Oh, God.
see her face go a slight twinge of blue.
Oh,
You can physically see that she has just gone like ice cold.
are you dead? Oh no, he's dead. Fuck.
she's
No.
not dead.
No, she's not
No.
dead. But whilst floating, she just kind of like goes, "What?" and leans back.
Uh-oh.
And since she,
Oh no,
and-
I can't catch her.
if she was standing, this would have been like the when you drink something way too alcoholic. But since she has nothing to like ground her, she just kind of like starts slowly floating backwards, just floating and going like, "Oh no." What's
Prim
going
will follow. Like,
Room's spinning a bit. Literally.
Let's
Okay. Okay, you guys have fun with that. Hey you!
And I point to a hobgoblin who has sleeves that like sleeves on his forearms. I just
Mhm.
want some guy that has like long sleeves.
Oh dear.
Come here.
Sure, fine,
gonna-
yeah. Hobgoblin. It's got sleeves.
I'm gonna show you a bar trick. All right? Okay, so sit down across the table for me.
And I bring him over to the table.
So you put your beer there, all right? Right in between your hands. And you put your hands on either side of your beer, like this. Okay? Now,
I can't make my
Nope.
beer glass float, so
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
so
I'm not grabbing it in my mouth.
here's the thing. I'm gonna try and grab the cup from between your hands before you can close them, okay? But here's the risk. If I get it, I get your beer. And if I don't get it, you get my beer, okay?
Where is your beer?
Oh, my beer's better. And I put the flask down.
Oh.
Okay. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I use flick of the wrist and quick draw, pull out 2 daggers and stab into his shirt sleeves on the outsides of his arms and pin his hands to the table.
Uh-huh.
And I take the beer.
And he just
Making
walk off.
enemies.
But no, I like slowly, I like take one hand and I like inch it back across the table to me with this like shit-eating grin on my face.
Wow.
How drunk already is this hobgoblin?
How
That's what I
drunk
want
already
to
are
know.
you?
This hobgoblin, his hands just kind of go, magic. Oh, no. That is knives. Crafty. Can I have my sleeves back now, please?
Yes, you may.
And I take the daggers out and put them away.
It's adorable.
And he just goes, the beer's free. I'll just go get another one.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
And he just goes, la la la, not listening.
Nobody likes my
Isn't that
cool
wicked
tricks.
outsmarted the hobgoblin?
Keldor like is standing right behind Flick, clapping.
Can we name him Susie the Hobgoblin?
No.
He has a
So you're saying you want a boy named
That's a
Sue?
Yeah.
We all know how
There
that
you
song
go.
went.
SU. It's fine.
I love how you can tell the people who get the reference are people who don't. Like, what are you on about?
I wouldn't if I hadn't spent so much time in terrible karaoke bars. But I have.
Not an issue I've had to deal with, but okay.
No.
Don't start spending time in terrible karaoke bars and you'll be fine.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm too introverted to do so. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm safe.
What the heck was
Whoa.
that?
That
a
was
signal
me.
from the void.
No, that was me spilling a beer I was opening.
Uh
That
oh.
was aliens trying to contact us.
That was one of the creepiest, most awesome things ever.
And suddenly the castle is gone.
I was about to say, are Primrose and Eliza already in the
Oh.
barracks?
Oh god.
The spell that was the
Okay,
castle
I'm done.
suddenly comes to an end and we're all stood outside.
I'm
No.
scared and confused by this beer I'm pouring because I didn't know it would be this color.
Oh dear.
Oh? Bottling accidents happen, Matt. Trust your judgment.
What? Why is this
Whoa.
beer pink?
Wait, what?
It's-
Pink? It looks,
it looks
yeah, it looks like
brown.
brown to us.
Okay, let's. Can you see it's like a reddish color?
Oh yeah. Now I
No.
can see it. I can see it now.
I see a bit of red, but it's more like a chestnut brown for most of the colors we're picking up.
And this makes no sense because the name of a beer is called Belgian Blue. Like what the heck is in this?
That colorblind and bell. Yep.
I think the blue usually refers to like super, super dark.
Oh well.
It's fine.
I'm
Possibly
gonna have to change
It's a
that.
dark beer. It's very, very nihilistic.
Yeah, it's very brooding.
Alright.
I like
We all
it.
made the
on
joke
day
now. Can we move on?
4, I think, right?
Okay. So, shit, where were we?
Eliza floated off somewhere and from
Yeah,
Hijack.
Eliza's just
Yeah.
happily floating around, being like, what?
Is she? Oh,
Take advantage of your one chance to do it on the ceiling.
No, I know about safety.
Yeah, that's really not something you want to mistime the end of the hour on.
No.
Well, the thing is, the way fly works, you just plummet, you slowly float down.
Oh,
Oh baby, I'm coming. Ah!
Jesus Christ. This is a family-friendly show, TJ.
No, it's not, and you know it's not. If you are a kid and you are watching this, what do you think you're doing, and where are your parents?
This is the internet. There are no parents
No.
allowed.
you must be at least 18 to ride this ride.
I don't even know why I'm a part of this.
Okay.
Because you
Watch
love
out
us,
for the
that's
weird
why.
hole in the middle.
Don't
We
worry.
can't
This
guarantee
is
what will
true.
happen if you do it there.
Yeah. Mhm.
You'll give up your tenuous grasp on maturity within the next few years. Don't worry.
Sorry,
It'll happen to you too.
I need to
Ah.
just derail road everything to talk about this beer. This beer is like my personality. It's dark and kind of fruity, but I'm loving it.
Hmm. Okay.
Dark and
It's
kind of
good.
fruity and a little pink.
That might be the gayest thing I've ever done. I've had sex with men. Oh dear.
Back to the feast at hand.
Oh well.
Is
We'll
Kid
probably get
doing
some other dividends
anything
on
in
that.
this craziness?
Yes, the people who have returned to the feast. You've seen Flick messing around, conning people out of their free drinks. Prim and Eliza are kind of Eliza's just kind of
currently.
floating around, and Prim is pursuing her, going, Eliza, what are you doing? Stop it.
Prim is trying to bring Eliza to the ground where they belong.
And Valka, what are you doing?
Baco is dead.
He is passed out drunk.
We lost him.
Oh dear.
I think he said earlier he was actually giving out fly spells to
Yep.
like anybody who wanted them, right? Well, up to his limit.
Yeah.
So there's just random people flying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the giants.
Oh, that is beautiful. He can only go like 2 feet off the ground before his head's in the ceiling, but
Yeah, he just... No, so what he does, he lies flat, he lies
Gonna Chris
horizontal,
Angel it.
and he can like swim through the air.
Flies forward in a sitting position. I love
That
it.
is terrifying.
Yeah, just genies it forward.
Okay, so let's cover what the NPC. Eliza is being drunk.
very, very, very drunk
Love it.
Genfrey,
while flying.
I don't know. Genfrey will like. Genfrey's finished cooking, so he's gonna like just walk through, and he's gonna find. He's gonna look. Oh, I don't really know any of these hobgoblins. Kind of socially awkward. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Oh, that's Flick. I'll go talk to Flick. And he just kind of awkwardly sidles on over and goes, "You having fun?"
Oh, again, 3. That's good. I wanted to talk to you. You did really good in that last battle. I don't remember what you did. I'm not going to claim that I do, but I remember thinking that you did it really good, and it really helped, and that I needed to tell you about it later because we hardly ever talk outside of battle when we're demanding things of you, and those things are very helpful. What are we talking about again? All right, you. Yeah, you're good shit, Gen3. You want a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, give him a shot of the frost.
Can I do one little thing first, though?
Is it a hug?
Yeah.
Well, I can read the
Aw.
room. I'm not that drunk. Yeah.
And I pull him in. Like,
Yeah,
You're
he
basically
presses
hugging
down
your
and gives, like,
knees.
this really big
Yeah.
hug. And
Aww, cute.
it's like this. It's almost like if you weren't drunk, it'd be like maybe a little too clingy, but it's like this really big hug, and he takes a deep breath and goes, "Thank you."
Oh. Can
No
Prim see
problem,
this?
buddy.
Well, I'd assume Prim is too focused trying to find Eliza, who's just going like,
Well, yeah, but like I imagine like Prim is like grabbed onto Liza's arm, like he's giving out hugs. Oh my god.
"Are you talking about Flick or Gen 3?"
Both.
We just go around team hugging people for the rest of
I would love that.
Kid's just looking here,
Eliza,
seeing every time that you
stay
hug
here.
someone. It looks like
I
a
don't-
potential marriage candidate for the future. In fact, given that, I actually want to see if I can make a spot check to see if I can find any of the hobgoblins who might look as awkward as Genthry, because he really does deserve a reward.
Oh my.
I don't. Or maybe I do. Maybe I find the worst person for him.
Oh no.
Okay. Make a spot check. Look around. See if you can
That's a
find
3.
any.
That's a
Single-
3 on his spot check.
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
You seem almost fixated on Mouse.
Oh.
You're
The
like,
ones who were attempting to murder each other. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
I like it.
Flick's gonna go grab Mouse, and is gonna say, "Hey, come here for a sec."
Flick,
He's
kid?
gonna walk over to Gen3 and he's like, "Gen3, Mouse, I don't know if you guys have been properly introduced to each other. I know you guys have touched each other a little bit.
They both,
But
they both stop, dead serious, and stare at you of like this blank, like, bitch, really?
Wow, kid. Wow.
Keldor grabs
what?
Kid by the back of the neck and is like, yanks him, puts a beer in his hand and said, "Drink," and then sits him down.
Ooh, drunk kid. Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Kid will take a swig.
I
of
want to
Just-
see it. Do it.
just a little bit of a drink, and he's gonna say, "You know, you two. I think if you two just sat down and got to know each other a little bit more, I think we
Babies.
might really find that you guys will be." The kid's struggling on this one because he's starting to realize it wasn't a great idea.
Interspecies, aren't they both dudes? Who knows what their
That
kinks
Genfrey just
line
kind
up.
of looks and goes, I mean, the only interaction we've really had is we were trying to kill each other. Like, and not even like in a like, no, my intention was to zap him so hard he stopped because he was hurting my friends. And Mouse kind of
Okay.
looks at him. Mouse kind of looks and replies, he goes, and my intention was to kill you because, well, I just like killing things, if I'm honest.
Well, Mouse, you've never met Unst, but Genther, I know you have. Do you know the very first time I met him, he almost killed me?
But I thought you and us were really good friends.
We are. Don't let a simple matter of attempted homicide come between the two of you.
Genfrey pauses and goes like, do friends hurt each other?
No,
Like,
they
Yeah.
do not. Keldor's like,
Sometimes they do.
not on purpose, anyways.
Not after they become friends.
Well, I mean, Mouse, I'm sorry. If you
Aw.
get to know me, I'm not really I don't really like hurting people. I just want friends, if I'm honest. And Mouse kind of looks and goes
And
like,
hugs.
well, if I'm honest, I just like hurting things. Makes me feel better
Cool.
about myself.
Oh no. Some deep-seated shit right there.
Kid's going
Gets
to
at
look
the
at
bottom of
sugar.
it.
Because if Mouse isn't carrying the crook, there will be hell to pay.
Oh, he is
Um,
carrying the crook. He's got the crook, and he's got his cat tucked up in his other arm.
Okay. Kid's going to look at Sugar, and he's going to say, I want you to keep an eye on this one, because he might have potential if we ever install a dungeon here.
Oh god.
Okay.
All right.
Pretty sure
And
half
with
the
that,
place
Kid
is in
would
here.
take another swig of his alcohol. He says it in the familiar language.
Yeah, you start
Says
squeaking.
it in bat. Yeah.
Speaking of that,
And Sugar looks at you and nods and agrees and squeaks back at you in a form you understand. He goes, yeah,
Uh-huh.
we should do that.
Okay. We should do it. I don't know. I'll have to check the neutral good to see if we can actually install a dungeon here. But
pretty sure half rooms in here can be made into dungeons. They're all made of stone.
I don't know.
Um,
Is sugar a
Finish
fruit
my
bat
first
or
little
a...
tankard of alcohol. Have another one. I designate sugar as an insectivore, but like,
Okay.
actually, yeah, no, sugar is a fruit bat.
Fruit bat, fruit bat.
There you go.
First bit of
Another
alcohol,
two,
do
yeah.
it all right.
Yeah, first round, you're okay. You're going, yeah. It's a lot better than last time. You're going,
Fruit bats are awesome.
okay, I'm maybe starting to see the appeal in it. It's not just a
it's
gross
really
thing
what
that makes
it's
you say stupid stuff.
Oh yeah. With that, I'm going to go for what the Giants are drinking because
Not only that.
All right, if you want to take
Oh dear. Oh dear.
this hits you. Like, you're not drunk, but you've definitely gone, wow, that's
Oh, boy.
that's a feeling. Similar to how I described
Holy
before,
cow, that was
you
loud.
get this.
6 months for Shogun.
Woo!
Nice.
Oh my gosh!
Yes! I gets the crit.
Oh, sweet.
Unless he's
No, I'm
saying-
probably not. It's probably going to Matt. But I'm saying it's going to me
Yeah.
until Leo says otherwise.
Yeah. Thank you for more subs, Shogun. You lovely, lovely human being. Kid, as I was saying, very similar to how I've described to everyone else. You feel this beautiful, cold sensation pass down your throat and into your chest, and like, ooh, that's good. Like, it's hit me. You're a little lightheaded. You know, if you were to get up too quickly, you might take a misstep. But
Okay, take it easy. Remember, you don't drink much.
okay. Before we take a quick break, does anybody have a scene they would like to do? Or tough? I mean, if you want a bigger one to do, that is probably best to wait till after break. If it's just a little one, oh yeah, here's a goofy thing, here's a fun thing, here's a cool thing.
Just one thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Eliza's like super drunk, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty drunk. Not
Prim-
like
Mhm.
no, you go.
Okay, well, Prem is going to put Eliza to bed because that's not going to do anything tonight.
Eliza, she's not like blackout drunk. She's not like stumble around and like messed up hair and about to go vomit in a shoe. She's like, she's that peak drunk of past tipsy, actually drunk. One more drink and she's going to be absolutely wasted and useless. But she's at peak drunk. You know, the time where it is the most
Magic
fun,
hour.
and you probably aren't going to remember a lot of it.
Part where you pull open the doors to the barracks and announce, "I'm going in the barracks."
Well, no, Prim isn't going to have anything done with Eliza if they're not able to properly consent. So,
She's still aware of herself. She's still there. It's not like she's slurring and be like, no, she's still there. When I keep saying peak drunk, I mean like the level of drunk we wish we could stay at when we drink. You know that point where like we always regret taking one more? She's at that point.
it's like too
Yep.
formed. I have no
Shogun
idea what that
confirmed
feels
it.
like.
Shogun confirmed it. The crit is yours. That
Yes!
because
I'm gonna use all of these at some point. I've got like 7.
Release
no
inhibition.
I'm just gonna
I'm-
at some point in this campaign, you're just gonna see Keldor go into dust.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm like, at some point I'm just gonna be like, nah, fuck all of you. Crit.
A group of sewer rats crawl out and stand before you in the street. You laugh and go to kick them, and they all get crits on their attacks of opportunity and infect you with the plague. You're all dead.
Or you know, I can just
Because
stockpile
Shogun
the
likes
final encounter.
torturing us.
Feel
What's
the
even worse
rain on
is
I
I'm
mean,
splitting
I
these
love
up between
Shogun,
two
but-
games. Because I've got this and the Pokemon game, and I just never use them because I forget. Although the one time I did use it in the Pokemon game, I killed someone's Pokemon.
Oh.
I feel bad about it still.
Wait, they can
I
die?
mean, you did use a
Yeah.
crit on me once. And
I
I
nearly
went
killed you.
down.
Feel the rain on your skin.
Sorry, we keep talking over Rebecca. Rebecca has
Sorry
an
about
actual
that.
important thing to do instead of just chat shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know what that kind of feeling is, so anything drunk is like drunk to me.
Okay, as someone who used to drink way too much, way too often. How often do you drink? So I can try and get a...
Okay, not enough. When I was fighting those orcs, that was probably no, actually no.
Okay.
I've been drunk enough where I'm super clingy to my husband.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, actually, yeah. The fight where you ended up stabbing Shanka in the fun zone multiple times. Like, the level of drunk you were there, like I would,
Oh.
me personally, as someone who used to spend way too much time drunk, that's kind of
Wow.
that's basically a peak drunk.
Thanks, Shogun.
That's like. Is he just?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will use it wisely.
Thank you, Shogun. You lovely, lovely human.
Matt, I think the easy solution to this is to roleplay it.
What?
Everyone's drunk.
Yeah,
let's have
I mean,
Eliza do this.
Yeah, you know what? Me trying to describe it is probably not super good because I know what it is in my head. So, yeah, Eliza's kind of floating about. She's having a wonderful time. Prim, what do you do?
Well, Prim's been trying to get her on the ground because flying while drunk seemed dangerous. Prim is still very. No matter how many times they've talked about it, Prim is still very protective of Eliza. That's just a background thing. Prim hasn't talked about it yet, so it's probably something to come back to when we come back from the break, because that's probably something they would want to talk about.
Okay. In that case, if you want it to be a more in-depth thing.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Quickly then, any quick little amusing little tidbits, or should we just jump straight to a break and we'll be back in a few minutes?
Okay, Frost Giant, come here. I gotta show you a bar trick.
And with that, we're going to break.
Okay, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, everybody. Don't go anywhere.
We will be right
That was perfect. Primrose, your scene gave me exactly enough time to come up with that little one for the end. So.
Okay, hello and welcome back to the party. First of all, big shout out to Lord 4, who has just followed us. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Ow!
A lot. My brain stopped working. I couldn't think of a nice flowery word to say, so I just said a lot. We're going to jump back into things. I did a bunch of marketing / capitalism stuff before, but I'll quickly do it again now. Hey, give us money if you want to, no pressure. If you do, things happen. 500 bits, small changes, like advantage or crits or edge if it's Shadowrun or other things in other game systems I have not actually bothered to learn yet. And 1,000 bits for larger changes such as max damage or introduce an NPC or cool things. Suggest them. I'm looking at the chat. It's tucked away here in my little area. Also, you can subscribe. There are various levels of subscription tiers, and you get different emotes for every tier. And every month you subscribe, you can give a crit to a player or DM of your choice on any game on the entire channel. So with all of that said and done,
I just can't stop thinking of. Oh, I just stopped thinking of it. Wow, that was weird. I made it go away by talking about. Let's just play.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where we left off, everybody is hanging around, enjoying a good drink. Also, so let's jump right in to Primrose. Primrose, you are hanging out with your rather inebriated new wife.
Yeah, they're gonna go to the barracks, and that's gonna be that. And then we're gonna go ahead and roll a dice and see what happens.
Okay.
All right, let's see that die
Cody.
roll.
Cody, I'm gonna leave it up to you to determine what actually happens because I don't think I'm confident
Matt,
enough to do.
here's the scale. She's gonna roll a 1d6. 1 is that the party goes on and no one realizes that they're missing, and 6 is that all of the hobgoblins in the attendance are going to give each other a high five and say "All hail the wall"
Okay.
as a result of what we hear out of this.
I've
here we
just
go.
noticed someone has tried to sneak into the chat and think we wouldn't notice. Hi, Devon Rue.
I see a Roo!
Sorry, we just got caught up in something. A cool person who just jumped into the chat. She makes fantastic maps, and you should go check it out.
She is an inspiration. In fact, she got it so that I did this thing. It's not showing up very well, but I made a map. And
Nice.
Oh God.
and it's mostly because of her.
Okay,
Her
sorry, we
amazing
keep
map.
keep
Keep
accidentally
getting
shitting
distracted.
all over.
Roll that dice.
Yes, Rebecca, please do your in-character stuff. We'll stop getting distracted by stuff.
Okay.
That's a 3.
What is the 3?
Okay, so what does that
Dead
mean?
average.
Yeah,
What's
what
the
does that
midway
mean?
between not noticing everything and high-fiving because it was so rad?
Maybe. Oh God. Faint sounds nearby. I don't know.
Okay.
Everybody
door.
notices you're gone. Nobody reads too much into it.
I guess so.
No one has to think too hard on it.
I mean,
No,
the
everybody knows what's happening.
In the party, everyone knows the hobgoblin's like, what? I don't
Oh
know
no,
what
the
happened to them.
hobgoblins know. With
Yeah,
the
I
No,
mean,
I
three,
made
the
it very, very
hobgoblins
clear
know.
that was reserved for only you guys.
the barracks themselves, like, whilst obviously not soundproof, the two entranceways, they are covered in large piles of like fur and cloth and meant to keep
okay.
like heat in. So like,
Oh.
it's muffled at the very least.
Gotcha.
Like, any sounds, activities, etc., etc. But yeah,
With the 3, no sound. They've been realized that nope, they're not there.
yeah, okay.
Okay. Respectable.
Oh.
So, whilst that's going on, the only reason I'm going to avoid it is quite frankly, as a gay man, I have no idea how to describe a woman having sex.
Please do not. I'm imagining it enough.
All them bits you love, just going,
Please
ooh
go on,
yeah. I don't know.
And this is
I can
where
do
I
it for
finally learned how to throw stuff through the internet and
To be
brain
fair,
him.
both times we've described bits have always been about Eliza.
It's true.
It's
You need to
very
stop
hopefully all those
sexualizing
bits are
Eliza.
exactly
Eliza
where
is
they were
good
before.
girl. She
Because none of the rest of us get laid.
She's
It's also
also
true.
she's
I mean,
also
she's a
drunk,
girl.
so this is gonna be crazy.
Girl.
Anybody here had any game we could make Matt feel this awkward way more often?
yeah, come on, guys. Like, get your shit together.
Wait until we go to a halfling community.
Matt, you don't need to describe anything. I can imagine it myself. Thank you.
I'm gonna be Charlie
probably
Sheen.
better
in that
you do.
bitch.
Rebecca, feel free to go off into your own fantasy.
We
You
are
might wanna
going
mute
back to
yourself
the
if you
banquet.
get too heavy into
Save
it.
it for the
but-
fan fiction.
I mean, I could write something up, but
Sorry, I'm chuckling at Devin wanting to help with the descriptions. Like, no, don't.
Oh. please do,
Oh.
Devin. I would love it. Please do.
God.
No.
One
Back
lady
to
to
the
another.
banquet.
Let's do it. Oh no.
Moving on.
How long into the night does the banquet go, Matt?
I'm gonna say all night because it's up all night.
Awesome.
It's party time.
So, as the banquet's happening, Keldor's not drinking heavily. He's just has like a few here and there, and every time someone passes out, he's dragging them off to a bed and sticking them in there.
Yeah.
There are no beds. There's only beds in the barracks. Don't do that.
Oh, he's just throwing
They
furs
just go
on
to the
them.
Arts and Crafts Center. They're just like, yeah, there you go, Arts and Crafts Center. Tuck you in.
Okay.
I mean, over time, it will eventually wind down. You know, the Dark Menagerie, they're going to be hanging around with you nonstop. Like, they don't know what to do. You haven't given them specific orders. The Hobgoblins are slightly more autonomous. You know, after they've drank enough, they kind of go, all right, yeah, cool. I'm going to go have a good sleep. And eventually, it'll whittle down to, you know, the important people. So you and the NPCs, because that's convenient for me. And I don't know, like 3 other people who now will get defining characteristics the moment you interact with.
You guys want to go to the war room and have some drunk war planning?
Way ahead of you, kid.
You hear yelled
That-
from the war room.
I mean, at some point in this time gap, Angus will have come and joined, and obviously will have seen, oh, Prim's not here. Shit, missed my opportunity. But
Mm-hmm.
he's not gonna be drinking. He's sobering up. He's being a good boy. But he's gonna be interacting. He's gonna be like enjoying and trying to keep a positive outlook on things.
He's eating the
uh,
cake.
My mind is so fucking dirty.
Cake.
that it-
Cake.
You realize what cake is a euphemism for, right?
Nope, don't want to.
I do.
Great,
You gave me. I need
No.
to know.
No.
This can't come up on stage and I not know. Don't make me Urban Dictionary it. Say it here on the internet.
I mean, it varies from It varies from group to group. You know, for example, there was the Rihanna song, which was talking about her birthday cake and how she was going to give it to someone. In lots of gay communities, cake is a word for the posterior. Cake is just a lovely word for sex parts.
Oh.
I love English. You can say 7 things you don't know you're saying by saying like the same 2 words.
So, yeah.
I just-
Just derailed the entire thing by breaking down why apparently sex now, cake means sex. I don't.
Well,
Shut up.
If I was drunk at this moment, I may say a certain sentence, but I'm not going to because I'm a respectable adult.
Mm.
Bullshit.
I mean, I could say it and embarrass myself on the stream, but you know.
It's
Oh,
fine.
yourself.
It's not like any of us have any like dignity.
I'm going
Besides,
to type
maybe the
chat,
one
so I
who's
can't say
been
it.
silent for a while now and not dealing with our.
See, Devon has just brought something up. You know the song "Cake by the Ocean"? That's actually a mistranslation. In the original Spanish, that is actually "Sex on the Beach."
Oh
It's a
yeah.
mistranslation into English. So that's what "Cake by the Ocean" actually means, Devon. I hope you have either developed new appreciation or now despise that. So
I have put it in the chat. There's my sentence. Have at it, sir.
let's learn what dirty. You're
Level
not
3
wrong.
delicious.
You are not wrong. So,
The banquet's over.
yeah, like banquet's over, everyone's a bit merry, happy, etc., etc., etc. Kid, when you suggest that, Angel's going, well, aye, there's probably no any better time to plan such a thing. I mean, let's face it, it's either now or to do it when, quite frankly, we don't want to look at each other because our eyes are aching and sounds are just not pleasant. So I say we do it now, because doing it with our nasty ass hangover is not gonna go too well.
Okay. All
So,
right.
I just realized we never came up with a collective term for ourselves. Like, what's our group called? Like, do we have a
Combined.
war cry or anything? Quite frankly, like what do we address ourselves as a collective? Like,
They're the Dark Menagerie.
oh, hey, that's them. But I mean, like us, you know, the group of people who kind of climbed a mountain and grabbed a magic hat, then went and beat up a tentacle fish, and you know, basically have plans to go beat up some dick who's taken over a tower and, you know, throws my wife in a block of ice.
I
Do we
think
have a
we're
collective-
the fuck force.
Death Wishers.
No and no.
The drunk one, the emo one. Oh.
So our choices, which I agree with Kildor, are both. I don't think they quite make great war cries. You know, fuck forest forward. No, and
I like that.
Death
That's
Wishers,
good.
oh,
No, that's good. Yeah.
So
All right, or maybe the Urs part. Maybe Death Wish.
I thought we were trying to get away from everyone having a death wish.
I mean,
Yeah, but the harder we
is-
try.
Okay.
Kildor, you
Um,
seem quite frankly one of the most sensible. Do you have any ideas?
There's my river. There's yep.
How about the daisy growers? Because we grow daisies on your graves. Yeah.
That
No?
is kind of metal, and I kind of like it.
So we're gonna be the DG, Daisy Grows.
It's better than what I had, because all I could think of was knight and fife, and came up with knife. And that doesn't make any sense.
Watch out, people! We're going to knife you. Like, I guess maybe.
As I said,
I
it wasn't
wish-
very good.
I wish Baku was there. Just so
Baku
I could,
is there.
Baku, you're
there.
present for
Watch it.
this.
Unless you're
Okay.
passed out drunk, you're here.
Do you have an idea?
Okay, good. I go over and maybe we should think of a name when we're not all drinking.
Ooh, I like
No,
that
no, it's
one.
the pastime. Our bard is otherwise occupied, and this is usually their job.
That's kind of
I have
long,
put-
though.
I
How are
my
we going to fit
suggestion.
it on the t-shirt?
Yeah, eat it.
Put my suggestion.
I like
Mhm.
daisy chain.
I'm loving some of the stuff we're getting suggested. Bookkeepers for the Tome of Fuckery.
Slices of pie. And daisy chain. I personally like daisy chain.
Is our chat actually
Kinda
like
Daisy Chain,
like
too.
is our chat interacting with us? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
For the first time ever, we've got an active chat. You know,
It's great.
Oh, I need to
Yeah,
log in Twitch. Hang on.
Honestly,
it's so much better
daisy
than
chain
fucking chat.
is top pick right now in my mind.
I honestly love it.
Daisy chain.
The daisy chains.
Yeah, where are you guys normally? Like, normally we have all this hilarious banter. Like, no, I joke. Like, we understand.
Mhm.
If you can, be here more often, you get to see more of this nonsense.
And we get to see more nonsense interaction.
Yeah, it's great. Who doesn't love a good daisy chain? This is
Is a
true.
daisy chain a sexual thing that I don't know about as well?
Probably.
It probably is,
It's
but
like
to
a
me,
pearl
it's a
necklace.
really, it's a really cute thing you do when you're a child. You get daisies and you like tie them in little knots and you make a bracelet.
Uh-huh.
I just
God,
like it
it's
'cause
so
it's
gay.
a little metal in that with the whole pushing up daisy things, so we're the daisy chain.
To be fair, if Prim was in the room,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I looked up the definition.
Come on.
Oh dear.
so
you? No,
to,
go.
Hmm,
You
okay.
can't type everything out.
Oh,
Let's just say.
just to emphasize, we aren't like
Dictionary.com had a
making
much-
fun of Rebecca. Like we promise we aren't making fun of her. This is
We really aren't.
we love Rebecca. She's a lovely person.
Oh, God. I kind of like the verb form. Connect several devices together in a linear series.
Mm-hmm. And now I've just seen how that can be turned into an innuendo.
Urban Dictionary is way ahead of you, Matt.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
Oh boy, I still like the name though.
can I speak now?
Yes,
Mhm.
please.
All right. If Prim were here, they would love that name. There, I said it. Finally. Thank you.
All right, so we've got
Easy.
3 people in agreement, I think.
Yeah,
Daisy chain.
I think daisy chain works.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now I know what to talk about after the stream is over, though.
Alrighty. So, yes, it has been agreed. Like, as a group collective, somehow you came up with daisy chain, and with that, Angles got all right then. Daisy chain to the kid. Sorry, apologies.
Don't Daisy
Jarl-
chain the kid.
Jarl Dark Horse Kid of Caldenbath. To the
Jarl
water
Dark
room?
Horse of Cowdenboth, please don't say kid.
Exactly, was my mistake, honestly. So, your Jarl ship, good person.
I believe the term is Highness.
Your Highness
Yes.
to the war room.
Yes, to the war room.
All right. The collective group of important NPCs. You all gather. Shit, I've just realized what the hell's the Minotaur been doing all this time?
Hyros has, I think, just been chilling the entire time.
He's just like, I have no idea what's going on, but free beer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much his aesthetic. Like, meh.
Trying to stitch his own wounds back together.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's
If
about
you
equal
invite
to
him
the
along,
Jarl
he'll
if
come
I
along.
had needed.
If not,
Yeah, Keldor would have been like, you should come for this.
you bringing the Dark Menagerie?
Yes.
All right, cool. So in this war room, we have Kid, Keldor, Flick, Varco, Angus. Zendrix is like she's just scuttled off somewhere. She's getting on with stuff
Druid
somewhere.
things.
Yeah, druidy things. Gen 3, your 4 frost giant friends, and a minotaur. You're all gathered in the war room.
Okay.
Angus will he'll stand there and goes, usually this would be what I take the floor, but this is not my this is not my place. This is not my kingdom domain. Hey, this is not my domain to do so. So, Jarl, I leave it to you.
Okay, now if you look to the map, I say pointing at a really shittily drawn map on the table. Our main objective right now is we've got to get to here, pointing at the blotch that means Dunkirk. But in order to get there, we've got to figure out exactly what we're up against. We know we're up against probably some undead unicorns. And you guys were there, weren't you? I point at the Dark Menagerie. For
One of
Dundee,
them
right?
yeah, one of them will chime in. Pick one, whoever you're pointing at.
Okay. Let's see. They also had goblins. Did you meet any of the other ones?
Well, see, what really happened, right, is when this fella, he kind of just walked up into everything. And he kind of was just like, "Hey, do you want to? If you come and do this thing, because well, actually, before all of this, Lion, he was kind of a nobody. He was just kind of there. You know, yes, he was a bit bigger than all of us, but you know, we had a guy in charge before. Big scary fella, big dude. And what really happened is, scary little fella showed up, big black cloak, looking all big and scared. Not even big and scary, like little and scary, kind of giving off like big energy.
Like a spider.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, you know. But he killed our previous leader. Matter of seconds, just snapped fingers, boom, gone. Don't even know what happened. Just, you know, he kind of walked in and big guy, you know, big like bear of a giant, somewhere between like a bear and an ox, like this big burly man. He stood up and he was
find it
like,
hysterically you use things that are smaller than you to define yourselves.
"Look,
It's a
we
rich
like
culture.
to, yeah. We like to imagine if things were like bigger, you know, everything just got smaller. So at one point,
Right.
bears were big, but
True.
this big fella, he was like, "How dare you come into our place and you try to tell us?" And next thing we know, boom, dead, blood everywhere, splattered against his own, just gone. If I'm honest. So Lion was like, "Okay, I'll take the place. I'll be the big man." And Lion got an agreement. Lion, yeah, just kind of
Okay.
when we did. We didn't know anybody till we got there, really.
Okay. All right. So given that, that we like they were only there for just a little bit of time doesn't tell us what we're up against, but I do plan that when this final thing happens, I want to have a contingency in case they can somehow keep us from getting in the walls. If that is the case, I want you guys to throw rocks at the walls. But how far can you guys chuck the rocks?
Clarification, I am not a rock.
Yet.
Did you learn a new spell?
No! We got this invention called concrete.
The frost giant kind of listens. You know, about as far as you can throw a rock, I guess. Maybe 30 feet, give or take.
Okay. All right, that's actually pretty damn good, isn't it? Okay, if that's the case, and we're only just meaning to hit the walls, not actually meaning to hit a specific part, if we can just keep throwing rocks at them,
Cow.
then we should be able to at least provide a pretty big nuisance. Okay, so here's the battle plan. First, we need to get people in the walls. And here's what I was thinking for that. We've got to get people in the walls who can deal with undead. And Eliza, I've seen, can deal with undead. So, the question is, where do we get more Elizas?
Angus saw him, like, raise a hand and be like, I might have an idea.
I don't think
Angus
her
has-
family's gonna like it if we take any more of their kids.
I don't understand what you're saying. Continue, Angus?
Well, see, obviously, I don't know. I've no idea how Dunkirk is doing. But Iona's brother, Ronald. He was a pretty holy fella. He was pretty adept at getting rid of undead, and so was all of his knights. Knights of Dunkirk. You know, I mentioned them before. Fellows who rode the giant eagles. I mean, they might all be dead, but if they're not, they're probably either being subjugated and being forced to work for this. Well, I don't have any other words for it. Deck. Or, you know, they're in a dungeon with, like the rest of our friends. And along with that, there's a pretty big gathering of the Church of the Triad was, well, of course it was big. So there's probably a few clerics here and there, you know, just dotted around Dunkirk. Unless they've all been murdered, I honestly couldn't tell you. But one important fella, no idea where he went off to. In well, actually, no, that's a lie. I do remember. Oh, what do they call? You know, dwarf. Aye, dwarf. Named Relithor. He was actually the head of the church for a while. I say for a while. He was until I'm assuming he might be dead for all I know. But he last order my dad gave him was take a crew of the arcane hunters and head out into Cladwell, root at some druids and other thing. Once again, have to clarify. Did not agree to that. Thought it was a bit shite. Druids weren't hurting nobody, but Dad was, you know, prick.
Okay,
So
then.
Relithor is probably out there somewhere, or dead. Either or.
Okay, then I suggest we go there. Best case scenario, we find him and get ourselves a big old holy ally. Worst case scenario, we find druids and talk to them. And maybe something good will happen.
There's a
I would
possibility.
hope so. I mean, if the rumors are true, I mean, honestly, don't know how much of it is, you know, like soldiers, dick swinging. Gladwell's a scary place. You know,
Most.
used to like freak out a lot of people who'd go there, saying that they heard weird sounds and the trees moved and people jumped out of the trees at them, and there was all kinds of crazy stuff, if I'm honest. But obviously never went, so I can't really tell you.
Still, that sounds excellent. Yeah, should we head there next?
I mean, what are the other options?
Well, Dark Menagerie, I love having you around, but I think it might be better if we get you and the rest of the guys down to group up with the other people we've been talking to. We've got a good group of people out in Scarfell who would probably be willing to lend their swords to this case. And I think we've got I can't tell you how good they are, but I know that they're pretty savage. Cluster of orcish barbarians who may be upset to hear that their leader has been captured.
I forgot about that.
Me too.
We can get you guys down there to marshal them. Then we can go and get the rest of the situation taken care of, and you guys can get a good base of operations outside Dunkirk. We siege it, we go in, we rescue our allies, and maybe kill a sorcerer while we're there, although that's not the main option here. We need to get them out first and foremost.
The Dark Menagerie, they kind of nod, they agree, like, yeah, that's fine. You know. This is where we hang out. This is like our home. But if you want to send us somewhere, we're cool with that.
Okay. I'll need you guys to leave at first light. Take as many of split the hobgoblins up between you. And I would say don't go directly to Scarfell. We'll send them to you guys. Cluster up around the ruins of Dundee.
Yeah. If you've pointed them where on a map. They're like, yeah, cool, we can do that.
Yeah, I point to a random
No
stain
problem.
that looks like Dundee.
Yeah.
Do we think Primrose might want to be involved in this decision-making
Do you want
process?
to go knock on their door?
No, but we can do most of this in the morning too,
I
when she's
mean,
not quite so
That's
busy.
true.
how long has it been?
It's
mean-
still middle of the night.
I would say that Primrose and Eliza maybe snuck off hour or two ago. So
Okay.
I don't know how long you take, but I assume that'd be long enough.
Well, personal experience, no.
Maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
About an hour. I mean, it's just,
Well, that's it. So you had like maybe an hour, 2 hours.
Gotta
you're still
cross
going
your
after
T's and
that,
dot
like-
your I's, right?
Jesus.
Oh, gee.
I
That's
mean,
way
I
too long for me.
don't know.
Just in general, like in my mindset, like wouldn't it get boring? Maybe like, can I just finish now, please?
It depends, but anyway. I mean, we could just say Eliza's close. That's fine with me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think Prim would want to be part of this discussion.
Okay. Feel
So?
free to
I
interject
think-
yourself, walk in with that power walk anytime you want to.
Yeah.
Or I can sneak up to the door and try and listen in.
Go
you would
for
be the
it.
best one to do it.
Go for it. I dare
Okay.
That new ring.
Drunken Flick is going to move silently up to the door.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Which door? Is the question.
The door to the barracks, which is a
There's
bunch
two
of
of them.
doors. There's two.
There's two
Yeah,
of
whichever
them.
one's closer.
Yeah, that'd be the one directly attached to whatever it was, the fight room,
Okay.
feast room.
And there's move silently. That's a nat one!
Nat
I rolled
one.
2 dice this game and it's been a 20 and a 1. Oh,
And
perfectly
19
timed
on
both
a-
times.
Nat
In your
one.
attempt to move silently, you kind of walk in, you're going, I got this. And you trip over a sleeping hobgoblin straight into the doorway and you tumble into the...
Oh.
This is not where I meant to go.
So you
Cover my
tumbled
eye.
into the barracks. Okay. I would think Eliza's probably asleep. All
Yeah, Eliza's...
right. Prim
Yeah.
will pop up their head from the bed like this is just like the fucking hotel. Holy fuck!
Huh?
What do you
Where
want?
are you?
I
Ah,
am somewhere in here.
Okay. So, we're doing a lot of talking in the war room about the war and the things, and I thought if you might want to talk and be there.
You, you don't have to cover your eyes. Eliza is covered. So.
Okay.
So with that, Flick, I'm assuming you slowly back away. Primrose, you get into whatever state of dress you deem
Just-
appropriate.
Very casual, no armor, nothing like that.
And yeah, you follow Flick back to the war room where everyone has been patiently waiting. I don't know what people have been discussing in these few minutes where Flick vanished. That's entirely.
How
up to
about that
them.
local sports team?
That's precisely where I think we should put the bears.
So, do you think the Giants could throw the Bears in there? Would that work?
Do you want to be the one that tells them to throw the owl bears? Because I don't think they fly, Keldor. I'm pretty
Enter
sure they
Flick
can't
and
fly.
Primrose.
What the fuck have I walked into this time?
Well, you see, I'm trying to train the owlbears, and I figure that they'd make great siege weapons. You just throw them in, and then they destroy everything around them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't think you can accomplish much different than throwing the average cow.
Cows don't have giant claws, though.
Yes, but neither of them will survive an impact if you throw them over a wall.
No. The owlbears will be fine. They can glide down, right?
They're more of an explosive device. Oh yeah, sure. Those 6 inches of feathers sticking off of the 4-foot arms on that 12-foot body are definitely going to make that thing glide.
Okay.
I don't know how
Primrose, I'm
flight
glad you're here.
works.
I feel I should interject here. We here at Welcome to the Party do not condone violence against animals, fictional or otherwise.
What are you talking about? Of course we
Well,
condone
not owlbears
violence
either.
against violence.
Technically, anything can fly.
Just temporarily. Or
Wow.
with Varco interjecting. You
Prim
guys
will
made your
glance,
horses.
We did. Go ahead.
Rebecca, please go ahead.
Prim will glance down at Flick. You brought me out for this.
Oh, we're deciding where we're going.
I was a lot more
Actually,
intelligent when I left.
Here.
Okay, good. Where we're going?
See this
Okay.
place? Yeah, this place. Like, I'm gonna point them to the shittily drawn map where it's a little bit of green. He's gonna point and says, "This right here is a place called Cladwell. I think it has something to do with trees. And since you like to put flowers in your hair, you have more experience with plants than anyone else here does."
Kelder's just gonna go like. That's literally half my
There might be
job.
druids there.
Prim has gone quiet, and they're just kind of staring at the green splotch on piece of paper, I guess. Has anyone ever heard of a garden being there?
No, I haven't. Although I imagine if there's a lot of plants there, I guess you could say it's a garden.
Genthriel very cautiously raised his hand. I mean, never stated that it's in the forest, but if you mean like the garden of the old ones, yeah, it's highly suspected. It's why this is historical writings of druids and wise folk and kinds of spiritualists gathering there. So maybe, don't know, really, if I'm honest.
And
But
since
maybe.
Zendrix has taken a go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go.
And since Zendrix has taken a vow of silence, we were hoping that you might be willing to negotiate with the people who live there.
I have been looking for gardens. Primrose has a bit of mixed feelings right now. That's fine. I can see what I can do. I'm not the most charismatic, but you know that already about me.
Yeah, but look who you're competing against.
I know. It's such a bad competition. I know.
Kelder's just raising an eyebrow like, maybe you fools.
Yeah, like to
I
imagine
mean,
if
honestly,
Keldor had a
Keldor would also
collar.
be good at negotiating, but he's kind of a lot of things that. I mean, look at him. He's got all this armor on that's metal. He's
An animal
he's
that
not
doesn't know
exactly
his
a
place.
neutral individual.
No, you're just being rude.
I know, I'm trying to get Keldor angry.
See, I
Kelder
just want
just
to
reaches
imagine.
up and just goes, whack. Back in the
Prim
head.
will look to Keldor and like bow slightly. Keldor, I apologize for our party's foolishness. Good lord.
Honestly, I would be scared if you suddenly weren't.
Oh, did we tell you the name?
No.
We're Daisy
What name?
Chain.
Okay. Yeah,
What?
we're the Daisy Chain.
I fucking
I
love
guess.
it.
Is it the Daisy Chain or Daisy Chain?
Daisy
Angus kind of shrugs
Chains?
and goes,
The Daisy Chain?
whatever sounds better, really.
The Daisy
Just
Chains.
Daisy chain.
The
Daisy
Daisy
chain.
chain. I'm
Primrose
just
eyes.
drunk enough to like this.
Primrose eyes started to a bit They really like that.
mean, I had a drunken hazy idea, but I think it was quite kind of stupid. Somewhere in my mind, Sparkle Squad came in, but I think I'm stealing that from somewhere else.
I don't sparkle,
Primrose.
so I don't think
neither.
that works.
I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody
Primrose,
sparkles on the inside.
Oh my god.
No, I've seen my insides. They don't
No?
sparkle.
We've killed
Oh.
enough people to know that's not true, Flick.
well, it depends on how you look at it. You know, when blood flows just right and catch it in that moonlight, it kind of sparkles.
Okay, let's get back on track here. I could talk about blood flowing to the ground as much as anybody else could, but
Oh, I.
let's.
What is
Okay,
with a
so-
bunch of fucking psychopaths?
Fucking
Hey, that's
Prim's on the
kinda how things
side,
work.
just like trying not to squee right now.
Yes.
They know what that word means. Freckle
Yes,
Squad.
it's a Orcish word.
Fucking I know what that means. Thank you, Matt.
I
Anyway.
make every player feel important and special.
Yeah. I miss her so much. Anyway. Let's continue.
Onwards.
Okay.
So,
To the
Are you willing to act as our
wagon.
representative, Prim?
I'm sorry?
Are you willing to act as our representative?
Pretty sure I said yes already.
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So,
I'll just put like all the flowers in my hair. God.
That'll do it.
so sleep tonight. Probably sleep tomorrow, because everybody's gonna be hungover, and we'll leave the next day.
Except the giants, they're taking people whether they're hungover or not.
You guys got carts for the bodies?
the giant's just kind of looking at him. Just drag him.
Yeah, that works too. All right.
They'll sober up in the snow.
You might want to bring as much of the crafting equipment as you can. Probably a good idea to set up a legitimate siege camp once you get there.
Yeah, they nod and like, yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Do y'all need me anymore? Do you need me anymore?
Angus kind
Well,
of
I need you, Prim.
looks at you and goes, well, I have something to say to you.
Oh, do you?
I can either say it here or you can say it to your private, whichever you prefer.
Well, I've already been dragged from my room, from my place next to my wife. Let's continue.
Well, what I said during the ceremony, and honestly, a wee bit before that, you tried to come and talk to me. I was not in a particularly accepting, and I was being a dick. And I recognize, whilst yes, it's okay to have problems and to feel them, it is not okay to lash out at anybody else. Despite how valid my problems might be, I mean, I could stand here and list off how difficult it is to lose literally your entire life, your home, your family, your friends, your title, your privilege, your importance, your
Eldor
wife.
is standing
and-
behind Primrose.
I
and
know
like,
that fucking speed it up. But,
Yes, you could.
like, I could do all that and then talk about how I literally have never showed a single bit of vulnerability until eventually everything just crashed down and I acted like a total and utter wanker. Which was not okay, considering it was meant to be your special time and your special day. I mean, I would happily argue there was maybe a wee bit of justification, but not to the extent it was taken. And it just wasn't okay, and quite frankly, it was a really shitty thing to do. And I really admit it was my own fault for not dealing with it in small, sensible sizes, like a well-balanced person should. But I was too busy trying to be like, I'm the fucking man. I'll take care of everything. I'll fix everything for everybody because I am the man. Which arguably is a very stupid and toxic thing to do in the first place. But you deal the hand you're dealt, and I did the wrong thing. So this is my really shite way of apologizing. You realise princes never apologise, so I think I'm doing all right for a first try.
I'm mouthing behind him. Just say I'm sorry.
Who all is in the room right now?
Literally everybody of importance.
Oh, okay.
Minus Eliza.
Yeah.
So the Dark Menagerie, all of us is still.
Yeah.
They're standing at attention behind Kit.
So, distraction. I say to everybody else.
Prim, this whole time, Prim has been staring at Angus. Trying to read him, trying to, perceive as being genuine. They believe he's being genuine.
You can roll a sense motive if you doubt it.
No, I don't. I will admit I've been a bit cold towards you. Prim has had their arms crossed this entire time, but Prim will unlace them and hold their hand out like a handshake motion.
Okay. Angus will meet you. He'll grasp your hand, and it's a nice, firm, solid shake of like, this is it. This is acceptance. This is, we have found common ground somewhere in the middle.
Prim will squeeze his hand back a bit. Nothing is ever easy for anyone. Like, we both understand that. Maybe I'll tell you a bit more tomorrow on the road.
Well, hey, we've got a good, maybe 20, 30-mile journey, so it's plenty of time to dig into things, I suppose.
To be honest, Prim pulls their hand back and crosses their arms again. And they'll glance around the room at all the party members. To be honest, a lot of you should know you're traveling.
Did we miss something there?
It's fucking ominous.
I'm just imagining in my head, like, this was like a game or something, which I mean it is, but like, achievement unlocked, backstory achieved, something like that. I'd be willing to share my story with you. I think I can trust you lot enough.
Okay.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to a bed. I'm exhausted because, by the way, drunk Eliza, best Eliza. Excuse me.
Ow!
Bow, chicka, down, down, bow, 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 chicka, down, down.
I don't know.
You all shut it. So Primrose exits. I'm assuming if Primrose had a mic, they'd drop it and be like, Primrose out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Everybody else, any other discussions before you all decide, fuck it, let's go get some sleep? Because
I think that's. I mean, we can make little discussions, but it's mostly just going over little bits of minutia of the plan and what other stuff we have yet to do.
Yeah, Kilder's
But, yeah, we
basically
can go off.
gonna talk supplies and what they need and what they have and how much
Yeah.
they lost to the wedding feast.
And we get more horses, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any like actual interaction PC that would like before going and getting some well-earned rest?
Eldor's actually not going to rest if nobody has anything else.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's going to do a couple other things. First off, he is going to get some gold and melt it down,
Mm-hmm.
and see if this works. Ta-da! Roll, please. Why are you not rolling? Okay, let's try that again. There we go.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Golden
Easy.
daisy
Um,
chain necklace.
I was about to say, you're trying to make bracelets, necklaces, brooches.
Daisy chain necklace.
Yeah.
Oh,
they all
I
connect
love
to each other?
it.
How many are you making?
Enough for the core party.
Including your current captives? Like, the ones who are currently captive? Or as in, like, 5 of so Flick, Primrose Kid?
I would say for the captives as well, if you'd have
Okay,
enough time.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there's 5 captives, so 15. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. You can make that. I am going to say, knock off 3 gold pieces a piece, so 15 by 3, 45 gold pieces for that.
Oh, cheap.
Guys, we have a name. I'm so happy.
It's only taken us like 40 sessions.
I never thought about
It's
it.
been close to a year.
Yeah, we started this like last February.
God damn.
Sheesh.
It's been a good run. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep going.
We will, and we are intending
All
to.
right.
Yay.
Okay, so Keltor's
Pull it
doing
up.
that. Kid, Flick, Varco, you guys doing anything or going, fuck this, I'm going to bed?
Going to bed.
Okay, Varco
Yeah, I'm going to bed too.
and Flick.
Some of us have spells to
I'm
prepare
passed
for.
out on the banquet table.
As every halfling worth their salt would be.
Right?
Okay.
There's like a big spoon of like mashed potatoes, like half in my mouth, still in my hand.
Oh, wow.
What about
This
meat
just
pies?
in.
Because last time Flick got drunk, he ordered like 12 meat pies. What?
I just went for whatever bowl was open.
Okay. So
Okay.
everyone gets a good rest, a good sleep. Although one person perhaps doesn't get the greatest rest in the world. Cody,
Mm-hmm.
what is an average dream for Kid like?
Oh,
Average dream for kid?
Yeah, what normally is laying in his subconscious, digging away at his every thought when he is not in control?
Oh man.
Just giant
Um,
cats in here.
No. Kid's actually a fairly stressed out individual most of the time.
oh my.
But he works so he doesn't have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he has dreams, he always goes back to when he was much younger,
Yeah.
and there's always something new in the pit for him every single time.
And in these dreams, when Kid is envisioning his life in the pits, is there a certain elf usually present in some way, shape, or form?
He's usually around, yeah. Usually behind him.
Hmm.
Taller, up in the stands, not cheering or yelling out for blood just indiscriminately like everyone else does. He's just sitting there. Every time.
As your dream progresses, it's the usual affair to begin with. I'm in the pit, I'm fighting a bear, I'm fighting a wolf, I'm fighting another slave, and this... How do you envision the voice of this elf sounding? How does it come across to Kid's ear?
Every time he does hear him speak, it's pretty much always a harsh reprimand. This guy has almost nothing good to say about him. In fact, after Kid had picked up Elven just through listening to him enough times, the first words out of this guy's mouth were, "Elegance like that shouldn't be coming from a dirty little street urchin like you."
Yeah. Okay. So, as what any other normal person would call a fucking nightmare continues on, the next competitor enters the ring. It's slightly blurred at first, but it slowly begins to take form. At first it seems a little so, then you, and then a little taller and furry, and it just seems to flicker in and out between every single friend you have met on this journey. At one moment it's Flick, and then it's Caldor, and then Primrose, and then Oost, and then Angus. And all the while, you can hear in the back of your mind this familiar voice just hollering abuse. And it just shouts out into your head from behind you in the stands. What are you waiting for? Who are these people? Just fucking kill them, you worthless piece of shit!
I don't want to kill them.
It's not a question. You want. They are against you. Kill them!
They aren't against me. I've fought way too many times. You're not doing this to me. I'm going to grip the spike chain a little tighter. I'll take the lash over this. Just... I'm not going to kill them.
You think you can speak against me?
Yes, I do.
You, my property.
Not any...
Do it.
No, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try and look at him.
As you turn around, the face and body of the person you perceive is not remotely what you expect. At first, it seems like it's this elf that you know and recognize. But then there's a brief flicker where it appears to be a formless black shroud before it flickers into the visage of Notad. And then it flickers again into the visage of yourself. You are looking directly at a version of you. And the face is blurring and switching. So at one moment it's your face, and then it's Notad's, and then it's the elf. And all the while there's just this black shroud flickering in between each image.
No. I don't want to... I shouldn't hurt...
But I want to hurt. I don't want to hurt myself. Not anymore. I'll do it for their sake, but not like this.
You know the only way to stop hurting yourself is to get rid of those who will hurt you. These people don't care about you. They are using you. You are a tool. Weapon. Something to be discarded. To be sacrificed.
Don't you think I know that? But
Then
if I was going to be used by anybody, I'm glad it's them.
foolish. Look at what happens when you let these people use you. The scene changes. All of a sudden, you find yourself in a dungeon. You see Unst
Damn, that's loud.
and Duratara and Mateus and Notad. You find them tied up and chained to walls and bloody and beaten.
This is you. You caused this by being used. If you had never fallen to these pitiful, corrupted people, this never would have happened. You can stop this. If you stop the prince, your friends will be free. Kill
I don't
him.
believe you. I don't believe you. The prince says we're friends. He didn't kill me with the hammer.
You think that entitled piece of shit knows what a friend is? He had never even seen a real fight. He had lived an entire existence profiting over people like you who would walk out there, take every blow, and he and his ilk would reap in the rewards. He doesn't care about you. A friend to him is someone who will die so he can live on.
Well, you might have a point there. But there is one thing. Why the hell should I have to make a say in that whatsoever? At the end of that, he knows exactly who he is and what he aims to do. And you know what? If I didn't have a life before this, I absolutely wouldn't have it after that, so what the hell is the value of one? If my life doesn't have any value anyway, then why don't I throw it?
You're making this very difficult, little piece of gutter trash.
You see a flicker of the elf you recognize. The dungeon transforms back into the arena, and then it shifts again. You find yourself in an unfamiliar setting. It appears to be a stone brick room. There appears to be a somewhat ornate throne and a rug. And sat on the throne is this shrouded figure who stands up. He goes, "Look, you're making this very difficult for me. So, how about I just drop the subterfuge and I just speak to you honestly?"
Okay.
He steps forward. The shadowy shroud kind of stays behind him. And what emerges from this appears to be a rather simple looking, frail, older man. Beard down to say yay, high, deep, length, I don't know. Grayed, whitened,
Seems very frail, wrinkled skin. And he looks to you and goes, "So, what do you think I am? Some omnipotent, malicious force come here to gain some short-term control?"
No. You're a spellcaster who, for one moment, made a split-second decision, but it was the wrong one.
My child. You've only recently learned the arcane arts, haven't you? You're not totally certain of where they originally come. I, however, am very familiar. In your studies, you may have come across a once great magician of renown. Originally, I may have gone by a name such as Merlin, or some scriptures have called me Jesus, others just the Messiah. I am ever existing. Every generation, I am reborn and I see all. If I did not step in, that prince who was so desperate to serve would have brought naught but destruction to not only this land, but all the lands of this pitiful.
If that's the case, then the prince that you were talking about no longer exists. I've seen this man grow and change over the course of a month. And while, yes, he's made bad decisions, I still stand by him.
The power.
I think that he can lead this place. Not well, but if he has a good group of people behind him, then I think we'll be all right.
The power does not deserve to be in the hands of you mere mortals anymore. I have seen it, and I have seen naught but death, destruction. I have seen every possible outcome. I saw Angus rise to power and carry out his father's judgments. I saw Angus go against his father, lead a terrible crusade. I have seen what happens when the Society of Dragons pushes forward. And I have seen enough. This pain, this torture, this death is not acceptable. I am the only one who can step in and prevent it. Now, you can listen and adhere to what I'm saying and recognize that only under my guidance will the world truly reach new and prosperous heights. Or you can continue your little rebellion against me, and you will burn. You, your friends, your new kingdom. It will all turn to dust. And I will make certain that you witness every second of it for eternity.
Okay, so you've told me 3 things that I need to know about you. Kid's going to start standing up a little taller as he starts trying to move forward a little bit. The first thing you've said is that if you are some sort of god or just ever-present being, let me tell you something. I don't believe in gods and I don't believe in heroes. The second thing that you've told me is that if you've seen every single outcome, then that just means we have to pick the one that beats you. And third, if you say that you've been reborn, that means you can be killed. And that gives me everything I need to know. And for that, I have only one word left to say to you. And then Kid is going to take every little bit of energy that he says, and he is going to say the draconic word spent, which means kill.
How much constitution does that cost you?
That would cost me more than I have.
Okay. At the moment you are about to say that, thankfully this is a dream. The moment you're about to say that, you feel the charge build up and you wake up. You find yourself alone or in the company of whoever you went to bed with. Platonically.
Of course.
And that is where we will end tonight's session. Ominous. Do-do-do-do-do-do. So, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. I am Bardic Knock. I make nonsense for fun, and you can find where I do that nonsense on Twitter at the Bardic Knock, on my YouTube at the Bardic Knock, on Twitch at the Bardic Knock, and on Patreon at the Bardic Knock. Welcome to the party where we have done this stuff. It's a great place with great people. You can find the Discord server in the link down below. You can follow them on Twitter at Welcome Party RPG, on Twitch at twitch.tv/Welcome Party RPG, and over on YouTube at youtube.com/Welcome to the Party. Lovely players. Where would I find you people online? Archer, you do things on the internet. Where would I find it? And then the only other thing I can think of the internet is the artist of Kid the Dark Horse is Thomas Safe Zone on Tumblr. Maybe not on Tumblr anymore. We don't know.
Maybe.
But try and find
Try
it.
'em
It's
out.
good stuff. I think that's everything, everybody. So we're gonna go raid somebody. I know Castle Mac are on. Who else is on? I don't. Ooh, let's raid Forgebreaker because he's a good friend. So you come on, you little diggly doodah. Slash raid Forgebreaker. Don't autocorrect it, you boo stain. And thank you very much for joining. Click the button, should work. And until next time, stay safe and happy adventuring, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.